Broken fam, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Brat, and we're back with another video. So as you guys can read by the title, we're going to be doing a my everyday natural makeup tutorial, and I'm going to do a detailed version just so you guys can learn how to do makeup. Natural face, I don't put that much makeup on, so I think this is going to be a fun video to do. So y'all don't really know a lot about me yet, so I'm going to show you guys that I do beats down on faces, and let's just go ahead and get right into the video. First thing we're going to do, I already put moisturizer on my face, so we're not going to even worry about the moisturizer or skincare. You handle your skincare before you do makeup. Next thing you got to go into is some primer. I don't care if you're just out of primer or whatever, you got to have primer when you're doing your makeup. And I like this Refy primer because it is good for a dewy face. Plus, it's really good skincare based product. I love how you put it on now. I do wipe mine off, not after every use like I'm supposed to, because this one right here, you have to glide on your skin. But that's why I do like to go in with a clean face, just because this product right here, you have to make sure your face is really clean. And I was supposed to put on my claw clips. I'm gonna do that right after I finish this, just because the hair is gonna be in the way. But look how dewy this is. You don't even have to glide it on like that. I just find it so relaxing. And what I'm gonna start doing with that, I wanna put that in my beauty refrigerator that's on my vanity. Just because I would like for that to be cooling, a cooling effect. Cause if y'all don't know, when you put stuff in your refrigerator, that's why people put ice on their face. It helps with your pores. It helps minimize them. And this actually does minimize my pores as well, too. I love to be shiny. I used to have really oily skin, but now I feel like since I've gotten older, my skin has gotten really dry. I had to throw away all my old matte primers, matte foundations, all that, and had to get new skincare. Because, like I said, when your skin changes, you can't put that stuff on anyway, so I had to give all that stuff away. The hair gonna be in the way. But yeah, back to what I was saying. When it comes to dry skin, if you're putting on matte foundation, it can cling onto your, and it looks kind of patchy. I will go to bed about that primer. But as you guys can see, my face is a little bit shiny right now because I just did my skincare. And with that primer right there, it does make you shine. Y'all are gonna see a lot of high-end, and y'all are gonna see a lot of drugstore. I mostly use high-end makeup, but I do love me some drugstore now. But I have my holy grails that I stand by, okay? And when it comes to my brows, I love Kosas. Kosas products do well on my brows, and they last long. They glide on, and it's so easy for me to just put it on too. So I think that's more so why I do like it, because I don't want to have a hard time putting on my makeup. This right here is the Air Brow. So what this is, it's just like something to keep your brows in place. And I do want to get the Rare Beauty one because so many people talk about that one. I'm gonna try not to put the products in the way when I'm doing my face, but I use a mirror. And when I used to notice about my other page and I used to do makeup on there, I used to have this in front of the camera and people couldn't see me. So I'm gonna try to not do that. And what I like to do now is let this dry down a little bit, because once you go in, this is kind of wet still. Just put your eyebrows into place. I haven't had my eyebrows done in a couple of years, I'm not gonna lie. I'll say 2 years, yeah. When I used to get them done all the time, they got so thin one time, and I did not like that. So what I do now is I just let them grow out, and they haven't grown out, so they just still look, they look a lot better, but they're still kind of thin, so I don't want to mess with them. And I do kind of see some hairs that's forming under the brow, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go buy one of those little razors and just do it myself, because I did not like when I would go get them done and people would make them thin. Then I had one of my friends that did makeup. She did my brows one time, and I think she did it on purpose because me and her fell out. We fell out after, but I'm just saying when she did my makeup, she cut my eyebrows short. They've never been that small in my life. And I feel like now that we fell out that she never really liked me. So that's probably why she did it. And it's like, dang, if you didn't like me and you did all of that, that's crazy. But this is the Kosas Brow Pop Pen. I love this product. I stand by this product. Every time I'm doing my makeup, I have other brow products, but I always go back to this. So what I do is I go the way my brow goes with the hairs, and I kind of like fill in the little gaps, because I have a whole other thing that I'm gonna do after this, which I'm gonna make hair strokes with the other thing I'm gonna use. But right now I'm just gonna draw this in and not do too much. Don't use a heavy hand, because a little product goes a long way always, especially with natural makeup. We're not trying to look crazy, just doing like these little brush fanning motions on my brow, because you don't want to darken it. And what I don't like to see is us boxing that part in. So right here, I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys right now, I had stitches right here. So a hair does not grow in that area at all. So what I do is I just still make hair strokes with the other product that I'm going to use. But you still want to make sure that you're going in the hair-like motion. So that's the finished look with the brow pen. Try as best as possible to make them look like twins and not sisters, because I'm not gonna lie, it's hard to get them to look similar. But like I said, you still gotta try your best. You don't want them to just look like sisters and they don't look alike, because that's gonna look crazy. You got one sticking up here and one down here. You don't want to do that. Try as best as possible to make them look realistic. And this is the product that I'm talking about. So like I said, I go into high end and I go into drugstore brands. NYX Professional Makeup Lift and Snatch Brow Tint Pen. I love this and I stand by this as well. So this right here is what's going to make the product look like actual hair strokes and actual hair. What I do it differently. I don't color this in. I like to make hair strokes. Like I do that. Like actual hair strokes, and it's like a pen, so it's gonna look like microbladed going hair stroke motions, because this right here is kind of darker than that pen. This brow tint pen, it really does make them look like that I'm tattooed on to the way that my eyebrow hairs grow. And I do like to do my eyebrows first, just because I hate trying to do this over the foundation. And I just be super careful when I'm putting on concealer and foundation. So that's all. And then make sure that you're not doing no crazy motions either, because right here, when I tell you a light hand goes a long way, if I overdo it, you're gonna see it. This pen right here, it don't play. So you kind of have to have a light hand when you're using it. And you might have to prop your hand up on your face. Okay, and now we're gonna conceal them. So this is the part where you get to clean up anything that you messed up. Concealing them will always, you know how you draw outside of the lines and you wanna kinda clean it up? That is what concealer does. I don't use any foundation colors that's too off of my skin tone or try to make me look lighter or darker. I try to use something spot on, and I'm gonna show you guys how I do that. But I feel like a lot of people, when it comes to makeup, they be scared because they don't know the right products to use. So when it comes to people saying it's hard to do makeup, it's like hair. If you have it, you have it. But if you don't have it down packed, then you're gonna say it's hard. But makeup is actually easier than doing hair. Hair, you actually have these, you gotta have these techniques. Now I'll say, if you're trying to do those crazy eyeshadow looks or the crazy lip looks, then it's hard. But if you just doing a natural face, it's really not hard. Mostly when it comes to makeup, all you have to do is blend. That's literally what it is. If you get tired of taking an hour to do your face, then of course you're not gonna like it. And it's gonna take a long time to blend, I'm sorry. Juvia's Place concealer to clean up my brows. And this is in a lighter color, but I don't put this on the top part. I put foundation on the top part and I put the concealer on the bottom. Y'all are gonna see why. I don't put a lot. I go on the actual nozzle to get the product off, just because I don't want too much product. You have to be careful doing that too, because you can get product when your actual brows and you have to start all over again. I like to use a concealer brush and kind of buff that out a little bit, and I go down with it because I don't want to take this product into the brow that I just drew, because it will mess that up. And I'm gonna put concealer in this eyeshadow area anyway, because you kind of want it to look like it's highlighted under your brow. And this is how you shape your brow too. You get to shape it. So if you want it to kind of be like a little point, you can do that yourself. But y'all see how I just lifted my brow? Like, look at the difference in the size. Look how this one is going up now. Now y'all see what I'm saying? Look how they're starting to look kind of alike. It's still some things I gotta bug out, which I'm gonna do. I like to go into this e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter foundation on top of my brows. Don't use the lighter color up there because it's gonna look crazy. Like I said, I would have used the lighter color if I wanted it to look like a filter. I would do something like that, but I'm not doing all that. This is gonna be as natural as possible. And then again, you're shaping the brow to look how you want it to look. So if you want that sharp eyebrow cut, you got it. Like, that's how eyebrow is supposed to look. There you go, right there. People be using all that product. I'm like, you saying natural, but y'all using all that makeup. That's not natural. Again, shaping the brows to be pointed and sharp. They're like fraternal twins for real. Yeah. And then I make sure the lines, like, I know on this brow, it was kind of sharp. It was down there, and I had to kind of make it look to the size of this one, because even if you do make one side longer, you have to shape. I will do an updated brow look one day, and I'll show you guys really how to do the brows, in-depth brow look. But right now I'm just trying to do the whole face, and I don't want it to be a long video because I can talk all day when it comes. The next thing I'm gonna do is go ahead and put the concealer that I use under my brow on my eyelids. And I put a little bit, because like I said, a little goes a long way with natural makeup. And we're just gonna blend that out. I have hooded eyes, so they crease up very easily. So I'm gonna have to put some more product on it. People have other things they could put there too. They put like the P. Louise base when they're doing their eyeshadows. Now, I would say those are good too, but this is just a natural face, so it's gonna have to look kind of like my actual skin. I'm not putting no color on there but like browns and neutral colors. So especially if you're doing colorful eyeshadow, you need to put white because it will show up perfectly. Now, when it comes to foundation, this is the part that I really want to talk about. I don't color correct like I should, and I'm gonna be real, because this is supposed to be my makeup tutorial. I would say color correct if you're doing those crazy face beats. If you're not and you're just doing a natural, you don't have to put all that on there. So when it comes to my natural face, I don't do all that. Like I said, it's going to look as natural as possible. I'm not going to put too much. I love using this Halo Glow filter, flawless filter. What is this though? Okay, it's like a skin tint or something too. I love this. Charlotte Tilbury has one. Like I said, I use a lot of drugstore and high-end makeup together. And I'm just going to put a little bit of this on there. Make sure I'm getting the places like this. I have really bad bags because I don't go to sleep and it made my eyes dark. So I make sure I put a lot of stuff there. That's because I'm not going to put a lot of concealer on this. Go over my little acne marks. Like I told you guys, I have acne marks too that I was going to show you guys. Because like I said, I'm going to show you everything. Y'all not going to see nothing. Y'all ain't going to be surprised now, baby. I have a lot of hyperpigmentation on my face, even on my lips. You guys can see like my lips are kind of dark and light in certain areas. I have hyperpigmentation really bad. And the next thing that I do love to use is this Danessa Myricks Yummy Serum Skin Tint. Oh yeah, if y'all want the colors, I'm sorry. This right here, the Halo Glow is in the shade 7. And this Yummy Skin Tint is in the color number 12. And this one is a little bit lighter. So I try to make sure I'm making the right choices when it comes to skin colors. Because as you guys can see, that was lighter and my Halo Glow is kind of darker. You can make your own skin color. So I use these products together so I know they work perfectly. And I feel like that's why people say makeup is hard, because they don't know about, what is it, undertones or all that. I use a natural undertone. I don't like using the red because I look really orange. Only natural undertones are good when it comes to my skin. So you have to know about all that. And I feel like that's why they say makeup is hard. Makeup isn't hard. It's just, if you don't know a lot about it, just like hair is going to be hard for you because you don't know a lot about it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I feel like stuff be hard for people, because they don't really like take the time. It is a learning process even when you do hair. Hair isn't just learning how to do hair and braiding it and, you know, styling it. It's more to it than that, because you have to know what products to use on certain hair types. And this is when I'm going to take some foundation on my lips, because like I said, I have hyperpigmentation really bad, and my lips and everything are a different color. So yeah, make sure you blend. That's the problem with makeup too. You have to learn how to blend. But going back to what I was talking about, when it comes to learning how to do it, you have to know about skin when you're doing makeup. You have to know about different skin types, colors. So you have to pay attention to that kind of stuff. And it teaches you that if you ever are interested in going to like a cosmetology school, it is good, because I did go, and it's good to go and learn some things, you know what I'm saying? Because it's going to teach you a lot about all the stuff that you need to know when it comes to doing hair and makeup, whatever it is. Now, it doesn't, when you go to cosmetology school, it's not going to go really into depth when it comes to makeup. If you really want to go learn about makeup and you want to know the whole thing, you need to go to an actual makeup school, because cosmetology go into everything, so it's not going to really be on that subject for a very long time. We be on hair more than we did makeup, and I wanted to really just do makeup. So you guys see what I'm talking about when I say blending. You have to blend for a very long time. And I'm really going to cut the video here because I got to make sure this looks really good. You see how those colors went in together? So if y'all can tell right now, my face and my chest area and my hands, everything is a different color. But when I put those two foundations on, it kind of looks similar. It's weird, but I try to at least get it to look kind of like everything. Then you do want it to match your ears too. My ears are lighter than my face, so I'm just trying to make sure it goes with everything. Even my neck is a little darker than my face. Now we're going on to concealer. When it comes to concealer, I like to go two shades down from my actual foundation shade, and it's gonna kind of be hard to do that when you have different products, but you kind of have to wing it, you know what I'm saying? So this right here is this is an olive undertone. It's like this, and like I said, a little goes a long way. I like to do it like this now, just because my facial shape, and y'all are gonna see why when I blend it. And this is where I put the concealer. So the concealer goes on the highlighted areas of your face. So as you guys can tell, when you look in the mirror, your skin is gonna look like this. It's gonna look highlighted in these areas, even without makeup. Then the contour is to slim your face. That's the difference. You wanna kind of throw this in under the eye. This is like 3 or 4 shades down. So what I do with this, because I do like a lighter eye, I'm gonna put only a little dot in the middle between both of those. It's gonna go together, because I still like to make sure that I'm canceling out my dark under eye. Now when it comes to contour, I love me a Huda Beauty contour stick. I don't know if they still make this product, but I stand by this product. This is in the color Ganache 56. And I didn't tell y'all the color of this Anastasia concealer. This is in the color 19 Magic Touch. If I do forget to tell you guys what I'm using, then I'm sorry. I'm gonna try to put all the stuff in. Or on I might put it in the video actually. So I should keep it out on the table. But yeah, for my nose, like I told you guys in that first video I did on this channel, I love my nose. I don't do too crazy on the nose. Only thing I do with my nose is kind of lift it. So I put the concealer here to kind of make sure it's going upwards. Talking before I mess something up. And I made sure that I'm going to cancel out this double chin a little bit. Because as y'all can see, I got that double chin. And this is what it looks like. It's just to make your face look slimmer. And I like to lift my face. I don't like it to look droopy. So I'm going upwards with the product that I'm using. And now what I'm going to do is go into a little bit of blush. I don't like to put too much on, and I'm doing it in a natural face. We're going to use a little bit of pink, because when I blend everything together, it's going to kind of tone this color out anyway. But this is Juvia's Place blush in color Barbie Rose. We're going to put one dot here. I would say I'm gonna put a little bit here. There we go. I want it to look like I'm blushing and I'm just rosy. Time to blend all this out. You have to make sure that you're not doing it downwards. You're dropping your face, you're drooping your face down when you do it that way. So when I do my makeup, I try to like make sure I'm being super careful, especially when I put all these products together. Just use your brush blush if that goes into that. And then all you gotta do is just do that. With this part of the video, you have to make sure that you're just going into different brushes to just stop anything from looking crazy, because as you guys can see on this concealer brush, I have some of that red and I don't want to spread. I'm not going to use that side right now because I don't want it to spread all over my under eye. Then I go back into that concealer side with that side and get it off the brush. And now I can blend them together. And I'm going upward motions because I don't want to droop my face or my bags any more than they already are. Now, as you guys see, look at that. Look how it already looks. The contour brush, a contour brush always is kind of like this. And now we're gonna make sure we're blending all that together. So I try to work on one part of the face instead of going into the other side. We're gonna worry about that then. These products that I use don't set fast, so that's kind of good too. And I'm making sure that I did blend everything into each other. Just because if I just blend one, you're gonna just see that line. You don't want to know where you start off when it comes to makeup, and that is the purpose of it right there. So I blend everything together, and I'm making sure that you can still see the concealer was here, the contour was here, and the blush was here. So you can still tell that I did use all of those products, but you don't know where it started. That's the contour part, and then I gotta go back in with powder anyways. Y'all see how the face is eating? That's what I'm talking about. I forget to tell y'all the brushes that I'm using, but I use a lot of Morphe brushes, and I can get some brushes off of Amazon and use those. But I do like Morphe brushes. I have a lot of those. But when it comes to these, like the brushes tell you the name of them on some of them. I use like a little bitty eyebrow brush to blend my nose area. But they do have nose contour brushes because I kind of blend it like I'm, doing some eyeshadow. So I kind of typically make a little line when it comes to my nose because I'm trying to make it slimmer. And I'll kind of go a little bit over to the concealer part with the contour. And I'm going to conceal some of these areas because I see some of the brown going a little further than my liking. Now for my favorite part of my nose, the lifting the nose upward. Go ahead and take that away because my nose will be really red if I don't. Go back into where I had the concealer. And as you guys see, I'm going upwards with my nose. So you see how it's giving it the little bitty button nose where it's making it go up. I love that look. This is how I like to do it now. You can do your nose in different ways you can do it. But so that's the face. I'm finna go into powder stuff now. Before I go into it, I like to spray my face. I do like to use the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush setting spray, but my favorite setting spray when I actually get done is my One Size setting spray because it sets the face and then it makes your face waterproof. When it comes to natural, I like to go into my Laura Mercier powder, and I went and got this deep color translucent powder instead of getting like a highlighted shade to go under my eye and on the rest of my face. So I use the heck out of it. So when I'm doing my powder, I like to use the little powder puff. So this is the color of it, and you see how it's not too far from my actual shade that looks. So I do not like the way baking look and make your face look super dry. And like I said, I have dry skin now, so I can't do it anyway. So I just press this into my face. I press it in. Not just put it on, I press it in. And especially like right here under my eye. I don't put too much product there because like I said, it'll get dry under there too. But I make sure that I set that area really good because that's where my bags and I have like the most problems with my face creasing. And I make sure I put a lot in this area too right here, more than the other areas because I have smile lines. So I don't want that to show in there. So we're going back into where we put the highlighted concealer shades the first time. We're just setting those areas with the powder. I'll set my nose, if anything. I'll leave this on for a while. Now it's time to come into the powder. This is Juvia's Place. Juvia's Place is one of the best drugstore brands that you guys can use. Their pigmentation on a lot of their stuff is great. So now I'm just going to where I put the contour. The first time I'm just using the powder over those areas. Little powder puff. I'm gonna go over that where it meets each other, where the concealer and the contour met each other. I'm gonna just go over that area. And I did use this darker shade because when I use that lighter shade, I like to use cool undertones. I don't like to look orange or red. So I don't use the other one like that. I'll mix it if anything. My face don't look right when I use orange undertones. Go into where I did the eye stuff first. And I can go ahead and kind of put that stuff in that area too. Make sure that I put powder over everything that I put creamy products on. Then I'm going into the other Juvia's Place blush palette, and I'm going to be using that shade because I think those are the same shades. One is just in the powder form. Don't use too much. A little goes a long way. Okay. Now we're going into one of my favorite areas. I love this Benefits Cookie Highlight. I use a brush with like a little tip on it like that for my nose. So I put it on the tip area right here. Then now I use my finger and kind of cancel it out because I don't want it to look too shiny. And we're gonna put a little bit of highlight on the highlighted areas of your face. You can put a little bit here. I'll put a little bit at the top and on the tip of my chin, just because those are highlighted areas on your face. You are supposed to put a little bit on the widow's peak right here. This is gonna be my first time using this. I wanted this for this reason right here, but this is the new One Size Powder Melt. I don't know why I said it like that. Powder Melt spray. Now, the way I do my face anyway, I kind of melt it into my skin. But with this, I feel like this is going to be a game changer because it's going to really melt the powder into your skin. And I really like something like that. I've been waiting for a product. I mean, now we're going to go into the eyes. I did all that when it comes to the makeup on the face until I get back to my lips. And I'm going to do something else with the face too, but I'm going to wait till I finish the eye stuff now. So we're going to use this Dose of Colors palette. This is one of my favorite everyday makeup palettes because it is not too much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this, a little bit of this little color here, and I'm going to mix it into that. So the first color that I'm going to put down will be this, and I'm going to put this higher. Then I'm going to put the other shades up under the brow bone. I can do it under the brow bone highlight too, but I normally do that when I do those other makeup looks and not the natural one, just because it will make this part shine a lot more. And then the next shade I'm going into is that lighter brown next to it. And I'm going to go up under where I put that shade. Like I told you guys, I have hooded eyes, so I'm going to have to do an in-depth eyeshadow look too. I have to go all the way up here for my eyeshadow show because they're so small and I don't have that much area to work with. So I got to go above and beyond with my areas. We're going to go into this darker shade and just put a little bit of this here and make sure that you're blending it too. Because eyeshadow can definitely show if you don't blend. Some things y'all want me to do in the comment section. If y'all want me to do a certain eye look or a trend, I'll do it. So just tell me what y'all want. Now, what I'm going to do, go into this little light shade right there. I'm not going to make it too crazy because I can spray it with the setting spray and make this look super wet. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just doing it as natural as possible and put a little bit here because this eyeshadow is actually a great eyeshadow. Dose of Color stuff is so pretty. Look at that. But look at that. Now that I did the eye, I'm gonna go into this MAC. What is this called? I forgot. I used to know the name of this. Mineralized Skin Finish in Dark Deep. Put this over the whole face. And then when I set it in the end, y'all are gonna see because I'm done with that. I'm done with the whole face of makeup, except for the lips. Now we're gonna go into eyeliner. We're gonna do the eyelashes. So when it comes to eyeliner, I can't talk. I'll go ahead and make the line and kind of form that. Then what I'll do, take this part of it and go ahead down here with it. Fill some of that in. One Size, I'm using the One Size eyeliner, I forgot to say that. And One Size eyeliner is one of the best eyeliners. It glides right on, it don't get dry. Like, it doesn't give me a hard time. So now the hardest thing when it comes to eyeliner is trying to get the other side to mimic what I did over here. Take that eyeliner out some more to give it a sharper edge on the end. And you can make different eyeliner looks as well. It's just how you want it. Take that down here. And look at that. Make sure I got all that product there. Look at that face, y'all. I kind of ate when it comes to this face. Go back into this and go into the inner tear duct area a little bit, nothing crazy. We're gonna go into this Huda Beauty Life Liner in Very Blanta. And this is an extreme black. I'm gonna use this side because it's a two-sided eye pencil and eyeliner. My eyes. I'm gonna use this Bobbi Brown mascara. I don't like using mascara on the top parts of my eyes, but I'm going to do it when I do the natural face just so it can look natural. But I'm gonna put eyelashes on. Go back into the little dusty pink shade. And I'm gonna mix that into the other shade, the brown shade I'm talking about. We're gonna go under where we did that and kind of blend that in. My eyelashes, I can get them from Amazon, I get them from AliExpress, and I get them in bulk, just so I don't have to keep buying them. Sometimes Ulta have them, sometimes I got bigger packs, but I got these, I got the color ones on the edges. I got some with decals on there. And I always use one of these type of, I use the Kiss Strip Lash Adhesive, and I use the one that has clear glue. When you use black glue, sometimes it gets on your eyeshadow. So I like to use the one that will dry down to clear color. I like to put my eyelashes a little bit closer to the back of my eye. I start off there because I want to give myself like a Chinese look. So that's the look with the eyes, the eyeshadow, eyelashes, eyeliner. It's really cute. It's really natural. So now when I have a zit or something, I always go into like this one size. Like I see something right here. I'm going to put a fake mole on there just to hide the zits from showing. You ain't got to do all of them, but it just adds cute extra looks to the face. Sometimes I just might want to put a mole on there. I forgot I was burning that candle back there, y'all. I'm gonna turn it off soon. Lately I've been adding rhinestones, but I don't have time today. I'm not gonna do all that. Okay, y'all, we're gonna be using the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil. This is the best lip liner. Now, you can use this for an eye pencil, use this for anything, but I like to use this as a lip liner. What we're gonna do is we're gonna outline the lips. I don't go too far over my regular line, because I don't like that. I already got a widow's peak and it sticks out, so I try to like do it like that. And then go down here. Now we're going to the Anastasia Honey Taupe shade. This is lipstick. I go into the Huda Beauty lip gloss in the color Bombshell. And that's it. I love to use the regular one size Until Dawn mattifying spray. And I use this, even though I told you I don't use matte, but this does well. It's not too crazy, and it keeps my makeup on all day. So that's the whole makeup look, y'all. Let's take the hair down now so y'all can see the full product. This is an everyday face. Now, it do still look beat to the guys just because I could do it really well. But, yeah, that's everything. So that's all for the video. That's my whole updated routine. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. So I will do some more videos, updated eyebrow look, lip look. I'll do all that separately. Just today, we got this. And I'll do some more makeup looks. If you guys want me to do certain ones, just comment them down. Yeah, that's it. Before y'all go, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to your girl's channel, and comment down below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys. Mwah.